Welcome to today's episode. My name is Dr. Mainu, and today we're going to explore some effective strategies to manage and lower blood pressure. Hypertension is a silent but significant risk factor for disease and stroke. It affects a lot of millions globally. So, the good news is that there are actionable steps you can take to reduce your blood pressure and also improve overall health. Today, we're going to discuss everything from diet, lifestyle changes, and mindful habits that can make a big difference. So let's dive into it. Now, first point, we're going to talk about losing weight. Okay. One of the most impactful changes you can make to manage hypertension is to lose excess weight. Now, the research has shown that even a modest weight loss of, let's say, 5 to 10 pounds can have a drastic effect on your blood pressure. Reducing your blood pressure. So when you lose weight, what happens is that you don't put much pressure on the heart, so the heart doesn't have to work so hard to pump the blood. Okay, so this would eventually ease the pressure on your arteries. But it's not just about the number on the scale. It's not just about the numbers you get. It's about where you lose the weight. Okay, abdominal fat in particular is closely linked to hypertension. So you have to pay much attention to the fat that accumulates in the belly. Okay, so the belly fat. When we are able to shed the belly fat, this can significantly lower your risk of having a heart disease. By the way you're going to do this is to incorporate physical activities like your daily, like taking walks, cycling, or swimming, and also you have to do this hand in hand with balanced diet, which should be rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains. Right. So that is that first step to lower your blood pressure. Secondly, let's talk about managing your blood pressure by managing your eating schedule. Okay, timing your meals for better health. So the research also that supports the idea of intermittent fasting says that like when you are able to limit your eating to, let's say, a 6 to 8 hour window each day, okay, this is a good way to also um manage the calorie intake. It doesn't mean cutting calories drastically, rather it's about when you eat, the time window should be when you reduce it from 6 to 8 hours. It's helpful and healthy. Okay, so talking about this, we can't also forget about intermittent fasting, which can help regulate your insulin levels. Insulin is a hormone that regulates your blood sugar levels. And also, the intermittent fasting could promote fat loss. And ultimately, you will lower your blood pressure. So this is how it works. It works by allowing your body to giving your body time to reset and recover between meals, okay, which can actually improve your metabolic health. Additionally, this eating pattern can lead to more mindful consumption and help you avoid late night snacking. Okay, late night snacking is not good. It's going to increase your calorie intake and eventually your pressure would increase. Okay, so we have to pay attention to that. Intermittent fasting and eating within that 6 to 8 hour window is also a helpful strategy to consider. So thirdly, we could look at alcohol. Okay, the impact that alcohol has on blood pressure. Okay, is another factor that can significantly impact your blood pressure. So while the occasional drink might seem harmless, excessive consumption is known to also raise your blood pressure and can lead to long-term cardiovascular issues. So actually, what alcohol does is that alcohol is a vasodilator. What it means is that it um it expands your or relaxes, I would say the right word is to relax your blood vessels. But over time, if you're drinking excessively, it can lead to an increase in blood pressure because it has effect on your central nervous system and also on your kidneys. Okay, so the key here is to do it in moderation. You have to stick to the recommended limits, which for women is just 1 drink per day, and for men, 2 drinks per day is okay. Not only will this help manage your blood pressure, but also reduce your risk of um, other alcohol health related issues like liver problem, liver hepatitis, cirrhosis, and the likes. Yeah. So that is another strategy to look at. So strategy 4, we're going to look at processed foods. This is one of the killers of um, contributors to high blood pressure. Processed foods. Why? Because these foods are packed with what we call trans fats and sodium. Okay, so these foods are usually very high in calories and they are nutrient deficient. So what are they going to do to you is to just increase your weight and also increase your blood pressure in the long run. Okay, so seed oils commonly found in processed foods, normally they contain the omega-6 fatty acids that when you consume in excess, they can promote inflammatory responses, and also eventually, it will have effect on your arteries and affect your heart, increasing your blood pressure. Now your heart will have to pump so hard to get the blood all over. So it's really an important thing to look at in order to protect your heart and lower your blood pressure. You have to focus on whole and also unprocessed foods. Okay, you have to cook more meals at home. That is the best recommendation I would like to give. I like to give my patients. So you cook more meals at home using fresh ingredients, and when you go to the supermarket, you have to read the labels carefully when you're buying packaged goods. Okay, because reducing your intake of processed foods is one of the simplest but yet most effective ways to improve your heart health. Okay, so let's take note of that. And so we have about 3 more strategies to look at. 3 more strategies to look at where we'll talk about which of the oils then will be beneficial, because we've spoken about the omega-6, which is not good, and the trans fats, which would increase your blood pressure. So the while some of these, like I said earlier on, some of these oils could be harmful, others can actually help lower your blood pressure. So oils like sesame, perilla, they have shown to have a positive impact on the cardiovascular health. Okay, so sesame, for instance, contains antioxidants, and then healthy fats that can reduce blood pressure. They do that by improving your blood vessel function. Okay, and also reduces inflammation. Perilla oil is also rich in omega-3. So omega-3 is better than the omega-6. Okay, so the omega-3 fatty acids, which they offer similar benefits and is particularly effective in reducing cholesterol levels, which will definitely reduce the risk of having a heart disease. You have to incorporate these into your diet, like when you're eating salads or when you're cooking or as a supplement. Yeah, this can be a simple way to harness your their heart healthy benefits. So let's talk about sourness. Sourness are also one of those strategies to incorporate into your daily activities to reduce your pressure. So they are often associated with relaxation and detoxification. But did you know that regular sauna can also benefit your heart? Studies have shown that spending time in a sauna can also improve your blood circulation. It can reduce atherosclerosis, which means that your vessels are stiffened. So it can reduce the arterial stiffness, which will also reduce your blood pressure. So saunas, actually how they work is that they work by raising your body temperature, which would dilate the blood vessels and then improve the blood circulation. So the process activates the heat shock proteins that support cellular repair, okay, and then improves the mitochondrial function, which leads to better energy production and then cardiovascular health. So it is good to incorporate saunas in your routine. Could it be a valuable tool in managing hypertension, especially when combined with other lifestyle changes? But then again, it's not going to work for everybody, so you have to pay attention or seek advice from your doctors before, because there are certain conditions that, for instance, in cases of someone who has a heart problem, like a Brugada syndrome, which in which they have a mutation in the sodium channels. Okay, so for them, having high temperatures, like fever induced, they could trigger some disturbances, or like arrhythmias in your heart. So for them, you have to seek for advice from your doctors before you can embark on such strategies or lifestyle. Okay, so let's move on to the last point we have here, is that your coffee choices, coffee. A lot of us drink a lot of coffee, yeah? So coffee choices and their effects on blood pressure could, finally, let's talk about it. Okay, for many, coffee is actually an essential part of the day. Do without it, but it's important to choose the right type. Okay, so we have the light to medium, the roast coffee is generally better for blood pressure management than the darker roasts. Okay, so the light to medium ones are better than the darker roasted ones. So the roasting process actually affects the levels of certain compounds like the chlorogenic acid, which can help lower your blood pressure. However, moderation is key. Okay, moderation is key. Excessive coffee consumption could also lead to an increase in blood pressure because of the caffeine content. Okay, so we have to, if you're very sensitive to caffeine, then you have to consider switching to decaffeinated options, or you have to limit your intake to, let's say, 1 or 2 cups per day, right? So, yeah, you have to choose the right type of coffee and the decaffeinated. And, okay, so make sure that the medium ones, which are better, are taken. And everything in moderation. Choosing high quality coffee and being mindful of your consumption can allow you to actually enjoy your favorite brew without negatively impacting your blood pressure. Right. So, and there you have it. Simple yet effective strategies to manage hypertension through everyday choices, from losing a few pounds to timing your meals, limiting alcohol, and choosing the right oils. Each step is going to bring you closer to a better cardiovascular health. Okay, so you have to remember that managing hypertension is about making gradual and sustainable changes that fits into your lifestyle, right? So, yeah, thank you for tuning in today's episode. And if you found this information very helpful, don't forget to subscribe and share it with others who might benefit from these tips. Your health is in your hands, and with the right steps, you can make a big difference. Okay, so I would say stay healthy and see you next time. Bye bye.